it's about happiness and enjoyment, and a lot of artists don't really go for that.
That's what I was kind of noticing too. It's in
So it's fun.
I don't know how much. I don't think we really exposed you guys to any like artist statements given by artists as much in this classes. But if you listen to a statement, it's very simple. It's very like, I'm painting this because it's fun and I like doing this, and it's an experiment for me every time, and it's fun. And like, you know, that's that idea of like painting being fun is it's a nice idea. And I think anybody who looks at this painting sees that whoever was painting this was probably having a good time. You know, I think that reads to me. You know, does that read to you guys too? You guys see that? I think that.
Except I feel like if he had written something like I did this while I was feeling a lot of angst and I just needed to like slap things on, like if he had written the complete opposite, I could be like, oh yeah, I could see where like, I don't know, it can, I feel like as a viewer I feel happy, but I can see where like the warmer colors in the background, so it's like a fiery sky, I could be like, oh yeah, I can definitely see anger and angst in this, you know, like I could.
I actually like it a lot better after hearing the statement. I'm a big fan of art being fun and art being joyful, and I don't think that there's enough of that. I still think that the actual work itself looks really cheap and the colors are awful, and I agree, it looks like the stock colors in like MS Word or Paint or something, like they're awful, but I enjoyed the thought behind it a lot.
Alright, so. Alright, I think that the main question, that after listening to you guys talk about this art, this idea, these pieces that are made to be art for art's sake, how many people noticed how much time we spent talking about formalist elements of it as opposed to diaristic elements or architectural elements?
Way less.
Way less what?
We don't, I mean, usually just in general, I think we talk much more about diaristic approaches than formalist. I mean, also, that's fun to do.
Okay. And now, do you guys remember earlier when we were talking about art for art's sake, the definition that Cousin gave us was the idea that that formalist art can only be critiqued on its formal aspects, on the lines, the shapes, the forms, things like that. Yet here we were talking about all these different ways that it makes you feel, all the ways that you can look at it, and all the different things that you can get from it. Does that make what? I guess the question is, do you think that art for art's sake is something that you can do or not? Can you make something that someone can look at and only see formal aspects of? Or does everything innately have some sort of emotional quality or some sort of reaction that it's going to draw from you?
Who's that guy that does like the thick black lines, like the red boxes?
No.
Mondrian.
I wish we could say his name.
Mondrian.
Mondrian, yeah.
I think that's probably the closest I can think of. Even the process of it, it's not like angry or anything. It's
just art for art's sake.
That's what I'm thinking.
But doesn't that depend on who you are? Like, what if I'm a really emotional person, kind of.
Yeah.
And also, it's also very reactionary, because if you look at it in a contextual sense, it's sort of an evolution from, very formalistic and story-oriented work to like, look, I can paint and